Freeports were first announced by the government in 2021, but the logic that they follow borrows heavily from similar schemes from the 80s and the 90s. They are designated economic zones with the aim of promoting regional regeneration, creating high-skilled jobs and ensuring sustainable economic growth. So in freeports, those zones come with special conditions, things like tax benefits, relief from business rates, stamp duty and employer national insurance contributions, or enhanced capital allowances, as well as measures to make importing and exporting more attractive to businesses. So at current, there are 8 free ports in England, 2 in Wales and 2 in Scotland under the name Green Ports, with more planned from 2026. All of them are designed so that the zones that are getting these access to the special rules are within or next to areas of significant deprivation. The idea being that the money they will make trickle down to those communities in jobs, new skills and business opportunities. But does this work in practice? Many say no. Unions are worried about the quality of jobs likely to be on offer, predicting that low wages and poor terms and conditions will be the norm. While the evidence from previous experiments in these kinds of approaches has shown that they don't generate as many jobs as expected. Similarly, the Office for Budget Responsibility, the independent body set up to analyse the UK's public finances, have warned that their approach is unlikely to attract much in the way of new businesses and could displace businesses that are already in the area. So the overall analysis is clear then. Money made by freeports seems more likely to go into the pockets of shareholders than the pockets of the people who need it most. But on the other hand, freeports as a cornerstone of the government's levelling up agenda represents one of the few sources of government investment available to councils who are still reeling from the combined effects of a decade of austerity, the pandemic and the cost of living crisis, and they're now staring down the barrel of a gun in the climate crisis. So freeports are here to stay. Is there a way to make the best of them and to mitigate some of the risks? That's the question I set out to answer in my paper. I spoke to freeports across the UK to find out how they're being delivered in a way that maximises the benefits they can bring while minimising some of the risks. From that, I produced 2 sets of recommendations. One for the managers of the 8 freeports that we have already, and one for the people who will write the guidelines for the next lot in 2026. So freeports aren't perfect, and the recent news stories about them demonstrate that there are serious issues around accountability, but they can be done better. Read my paper to find out more.